All right, Borky. So Ole Miss had pretty good weekend in terms of additions to its roster, at least an active weekend in terms of additions to the roster.
There might be more. What's interesting is the portal news is going to die quickly, but not yet. So the drop ad date, I believe, is Friday. There's a chance that they add a couple more. They added an offensive lineman today who was at Wyoming. I assume based on resume that he's a depth piece coming into. They don't expect him to start based on what they have, what they've added, and then his background. But either way, there's a chance that they get a couple more. But the portal window has closed, and the time to get in and get enrolled in class ends basically Friday. So the news is going to stop until it opens up again in May. But yes, this weekend defensively very active. They added a linebacker. We talked about it a little bit on Friday. Montgomery from Louisville. I don't know if that's actually his first name, but Monty Montgomery from Louisville played a ton of football there at Louisville. Another one-year rental at linebacker. See if they can do it 3 years in a row. But really productive, really good college player at a position that they desperately needed, and they still desperately need linebackers. I mean, they're still working on a couple that have not decided yet. They will most certainly be working on more when the portal opens again in May. Pete Golding at Alabama at times has run 4 linebacker defenses, and right now they don't have the personnel to run 4 linebacker defenses. So that was a good start, but they're not done at the position yet. But that happened Friday. And they added a couple of defensive backs as well. Zamir Walton from Georgia Tech was a 4-year starter. Started for 4 years at Georgia Tech, but because of COVID gets his extra eligibility, they added him. So he's a 1-year rental at defensive back, long defensive back, 6'3", really productive, really good college player. And they need that because Igbenogson, as of this point, is still in the portal. And apparently Texas A&M is in hot pursuit. So you can imagine what comes with Texas A&M being in hot pursuit. They added another defensive back as well, Deshaun Gaddy. There was an outlet that reported that there might be a grade hang-up. I don't know if that is true or not. He's from North Texas. May or may not be true. I have no idea, but it was reported out there. He's an all-conference player at North Texas. So an active defensive weekend for Ole Miss. I believe they had a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman also visit this past weekend, and they're working on a couple more linebackers. So it's really busy with spring practice like a month and a week away.
And the truth is that Ole Miss is going to have to be active again in the spring and the summer in the transfer portal because they've still got holes to fill.
Yep.
And it's, you know.
Linebacker especially, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to add another safety or two. Also wouldn't be surprised if they tried to add another running back because as it sits right now, it's, you know, they got Judkins, and that's great. They've got Bentley, who was hurt most of last year. You think you can get something from him, and then a true freshman. But that room can get thin quickly with a turned ankle, if you get my point. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are after a running back as well in the next portal window.